Stay silent. Everything will come to you naturally. Watch everything change. People are always in a rush to speak, to explain, to prove something. They believe that if they don't voice their opinions, if they don't chase after things, if they don't constantly remind the world of their presence, they will be forgotten. But what if I told you that the real power, the kind of power that changes everything, comes from silence? Silence is misunderstood. It's seen as weakness, as hesitation, as a lack of confidence. But in reality, silence is control. It is presence without desperation. It is knowing that you don't have to chase, because what is meant for you will find you. Look around. The loudest voices often get ignored. The ones who constantly seek attention rarely hold it for long. But the ones who remain calm, who observe, who understand the power of waiting, they are the ones who are truly heard when they finally speak. Society teaches you to always be doing something, always be talking, always be proving your worth. But the truth is, the moment you stop forcing things, the moment you stop trying so hard to make things happen, that is when everything begins to align. Because silence isn't emptiness, it is awareness, it is strength, it is the quiet confidence that makes people notice you without you having to demand their attention. Stay silent. Let them wonder, let them feel your absence, let them question what's on your mind. The more you talk, the more you give away. The less you speak, the more powerful you become. And when you truly embrace silence, when you stop forcing things and let life flow naturally, you'll notice something incredible. Everything that was always meant for you will start coming your way. Without begging, without chasing, without struggle. That's the power of silence. And once you master it, everything changes. The problem, why people struggle to attract what they want, most people don't realize that the very thing they're chasing is running away from them. The more they want something, the further it seems to go. Why? Because desperation repels. Overthinking pushes opportunities away. Over-explaining weakens your presence. The harder you try to hold on, the more things slip through your fingers. Think about it. When someone constantly seeks approval, constantly talks about their worth, constantly tries to prove themselves, do they actually look strong? Or do they look insecure? When someone is too eager to impress, to please, to be noticed, do they stand out? Or do they become just another voice lost in the noise? The truth is, the more you chase, the less you attract. The more you force, the less natural things become. The more you talk, the less people listen. And that's exactly where most people go wrong. They believe if they don't keep reminding the world that they exist, they'll be forgotten. If they don't push, if they don't constantly explain, if they don't try harder, they won't get what they want. But that's an illusion. Have you ever noticed how the people who are the most mysterious, the most composed, the most unbothered are the ones who naturally draw attention? They don't beg for it. They don't fight for it. They don't overthink it. They just exist in a way that demands curiosity. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop overthinking every move, when you stop chasing after things that should come naturally, that's when real attraction begins. That's when people start to lean in, to listen, to wonder. Because silence creates space. Space for people to notice your worth without you having to tell them. Space for the right opportunities to come to you without force. Space for life to unfold in ways you never expected. But as long as you keep talking, keep forcing, keep proving, you'll never allow that space to exist. And without that space, nothing real can come to you. So stop running, stop chasing, stop over-explaining. The moment you do, everything you've been looking for will start looking for you. The shift, what happens when you embrace silence? Silence is not emptiness. It's not weakness. It's not the absence of thoughts, ideas, or emotions. Silence is power. Silence is control. It is the unshakable confidence that speaks louder than words ever could. Think about the most powerful people you've ever seen. Do they rush to speak? Do they feel the need to explain themselves constantly? Or do they beg to be heard? No, they observe, they calculate, they choose their words carefully. And because they don't speak often, when they do, people listen. Most people don't realize that silence makes others curious. The less you say, the more people wonder about you, the more unpredictable you become. And that unpredictability, it's magnetic. It makes people want to know more. It makes them lean in. But when you talk too much, when you explain yourself unnecessarily, when you overshare, when you try to justify your actions, you lose that power. You make it easy for people to figure you out. You give them no reason to be intrigued. Silence changes everything. When you speak less, you start to observe more. You start to understand people on a deeper level. You notice things you never paid attention to before, the way people react, the way they move, the way they reveal their true selves without even realizing it. And that's when you gain control. Because when you understand people better than they understand you, hold the advantage. But silence does more than just make you mysterious. It builds discipline. It keeps you from reacting impulsively. It forces you to think before you speak. And in a world where everyone is talking, where everyone is trying to prove something, your silence becomes your greatest strength. So let them wonder. Let them second guess. Let them feel the weight of your silence. Because when you finally do speak, your words will carry the kind of power that cannot be ignored. Letting things come to you, the art of non-reaction. The world moves fast, constantly pulling at your attention, demanding your energy, your thoughts, your time. People talk, expectations rise, distractions multiply. And in this chaos, many of us are left trying to chase after what we want: approval, success, love, happiness, believing that the more we push, the more we act, the faster it will come to us. But what if I told you that the key to getting everything you've ever wanted lies in doing less, not more? Silence is powerful. In a world where everyone is scrambling to be heard, to be noticed, to prove something, silence becomes a shield. It allows you to stand tall, poised, and confident without having to constantly defend your worth or chase after what you desire. When you learn to stay silent, when you choose not to react, you are not weak. You are strong. In fact, silence makes you more attractive. Not in the way society might think, but in the way that true strength draws people in. The calm, the mystery, the self-assuredness that comes with being comfortable in silence, it leaves a lasting impression. You become the person others are drawn to without lifting a finger. And that's when real power is revealed. It's about understanding the law of attraction, not in the way you might have been taught, but in a deeper sense. You don't need to force things into your life. You don't need to chase after opportunities, people, or validation. The real secret is focusing inward. When you focus on your own growth, your own peace, your own well-being, the world begins to respond. You stop seeking approval and start attracting what is meant for you naturally. Think about it. When you're at peace with who you are, when you stop looking for external validation, everything around you shifts. People notice. Opportunities show up. Things begin to align, not because you forced them to, but because you stopped chasing and started living. The truth is, those who master patience always win in the end. The quiet ones, the ones who don't feel the need to prove themselves, the ones who wait with calm assurance, these are the ones who are truly in control. They don't rush, they don't panic. They trust the process, knowing that everything they need will come to them at the right time. And when it does, it's never rushed, never forced, and always exactly what they deserve. So let things come to you. Stay silent, stay centered, and let the world come to you. The less you try to control, the more you allow life to unfold in the way it was always meant to. And when it does, watch everything change. Watch everything change, the results of staying silent. When you finally embrace the power of silence, when you learn to stop forcing things and simply let life flow, everything begins to shift. At first, it might seem like nothing's happening. The world is still moving at the same pace, people are still talking, and the noise is still there. But something inside you changes. You begin to recognize that there is a force at work when you stay quiet, when you let go, and when you trust that things will come to you naturally. The first change you'll notice is how people start valuing your presence. When you stop seeking attention, people begin to notice you in a way they never did before. It's as if your silence holds a deeper meaning, something they can't quite figure out, but something that draws them in. The more you remain composed, the more you let your actions speak for you instead of words, the more people will respect you. They will start to see you as someone who is not easily swayed, someone who stands firm and grounded, and they will naturally gravitate toward you. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will start finding their way to you. The power of silence isn't just about stopping yourself from speaking, it's about creating space for the right opportunities to come to you. When you stop pushing, when you stop running after things, you create a space where things can happen organically. No force, no struggle, just a natural flow of life bringing you exactly what you need at the right time. That job you wanted, that relationship you've been waiting for, that breakthrough you've been working toward, they all show up when you stop chasing and start allowing. And here's the most profound change you'll experience: inner peace and confidence will grow stronger. When you stop reacting to the noise around you, when you stop trying to prove yourself, you begin to feel a deep sense of calm. You'll no longer feel the need to impress anyone or justify your worth. You'll stand in your own power, knowing that you don't need to speak every thought or explain every action. The quieter you become, the more you'll realize that everything you've been searching for is already within you. The peace you've been longing for, the confidence you've been lacking, it all comes naturally when you stop fighting and start trusting in the process. The change is real. The moment you embrace silence, the world will shift. People will notice you. Opportunities will come to you. And you will finally experience the peace and confidence that you've been searching for all along. Stay silent and watch everything change. Master silence. Master life. Imagine a life where you no longer feel the need to chase after what you want. Picture a life where the more you remain silent, the more everything begins to align perfectly. It's not magic, it's the power of silence. The less you talk, the more you observe. The more you observe, the more you understand the world and yourself. And when you truly understand, that's when life begins to fall into place. Silence doesn't just mean holding your tongue, it's about knowing that you don't need to explain yourself constantly. It's about trusting that you are enough just as you are, and that everything you need will come to you at the right time. The world doesn't need your constant efforts. It needs your trust, your calm, and your belief that things will unfold naturally. When you master the art of silence, you begin to master life. You stop reacting to every little thing, and instead you take a step back, observing everything with clarity. No more rushing. No more worrying. You allow space for opportunities to arrive. You stop forcing connections, stop chasing after fleeting moments, and start letting life find its rhythm. And when you let life find its rhythm, it will lead you exactly where you're meant to go. The universe has a way of aligning everything perfectly, but only when you stop fighting against the flow. The more you embrace silence, the more confident you become. It's in those quiet moments when you are at peace with yourself that you become the strongest version of who you truly are. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just exist in your power. And when you stop pushing and allow things to unfold, you'll be amazed at how the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences come to you effortlessly. So remember this, the more you speak, the less you hear. The more you chase, the further it runs. The more you let go, the more you attract. Silence is not a retreat, it is a strategy. It is the foundation of a life that flows with ease and grace. Master silence and you will master life. Let go, trust the process, and watch everything change.